Hi everyone, welcome to HiFi Turtle. I'm back at Quintessence Audio in Warren Grove, Illinois. We're going to be talking to Trent Suggs from Audio Research, and we're going to be talking about not only the brand new 50i integrated amplifier, but also the all-new metal remotes from Audio Research. It's really exciting. I'm really excited for you guys to see this interview between Mick, the owner of Quintessence, and Trent. So without further ado, let's get to it.
Here we are at Quintessence Audio. And special guest today is Trent Suggs from Audio Research, a special friend of mine for a long, long time. And he is now the newest and proudest owner of Audio Research. Trent, how did you come to be the president owner of Audio Research?
It's an interesting question, but first let me say thank you. We are good friends, and Quintessence has been a partner of Audio Research for over 25 years now. And we thank you.
Thank you.
We value our obviously our relationships, and just like family. So thank you very much. So to answer the question, I was actually able to negotiate from the Macintosh group. It's been just right at 2 years ago. However, the actual purchase of the company took place just over a year ago, just a few days after a year ago, actually. So initially I thought there was absolutely no way I could ever live my dream. As you know, and a lot of people know that I was the North American Sales Director for Audio Research during 15, 16, and 17. And I fell in love with the company. I was very passionate about it, and we built lots of great relationships. And I even commented, at that particular date, that I would always love to own Audio Research, but I never saw, that really becoming a possibility with the current ownership of Audio Research. Lord willing, and just the perfect storm hit, and everything aligned, and so we closed about just over a year ago. Once we closed, obviously you know how I am. I'm a hands-on kind of guy, and so I moved there. My lovely wife and kids remained in North Carolina. Wow. She's the glue of the family. It's been an amazing experience. It's truly one of the companies that you've experienced now from visiting, the factory. We've kind of turned things around. It really is more of a family atmosphere now, and it shows in the products, the relationships that we've built with our partners, and also the end user, right? Because ultimately, those are the guys and gals that buy our products.
That's right.
So what we have to do as a company is get out of the way. We have to do everything humanly possible to make that an enjoyable experience, and I hope that you've seen that.
Absolutely. When I've seen a lot of different versions of Audio Research over the years, right? And from the Bill Johnson days, who was also very passionate about music and about music reproduction. But if it didn't have to do with the actual performance of the gear, he didn't want to spend any money on it, it seemed like.
Well, of course.
But I understand that that's all changed now. I see beautiful products coming out of there, some of the most reliable and best sounding products that I've ever seen come out since you've been involved. And I want to thank you for that.
Well,
that's
thank
awesome. You. And brings me to another question that I might ask you, and that is, in the current climate with parts shortages, delay in deliveries, you've been able to maintain delivery times that are amazing.
Right.
Sometimes in just a few days. So how were you able to accomplish that?
It's a great question. I would partly say luck. Partly say, I would love to take the credit for, the advancements that you've seen and the productivity from the service standpoint, from finished goods all the way through the entire process. We have an amazing team at Audio Research, and I have to stress team because it is, without, I'll use a football reference, right? Without great wide receivers, the quarterback's not going to be very successful. The quarterback cannot be very successful if he doesn't have a line that can block for him. So we have implemented and actually hired back a lot of people that just by attrition have left Audio Research over the years. These are experienced professional teammates. So back to your initial question, when I purchased the company, we were truly a just-in-time company. Well, without part shortages and the dilemmas of obtaining parts in a timely manner, you might be able to pull that off in a just-in-time world. However, with lead times for products being 3, 4, 5, 8, 10x multipliers on parts receiving those in, obviously it slows down that entire process of the build. So last November, I had a meeting with our buyer and basically told him to double down on every PO that we do in the company. So if we were ordering 500 parts, I asked him to order 1,000 parts, or 1,000 order 2,000. That's the luck part. I had just enough premonition to know that, with COVID shutting manufacturing down, it was going to take a longer time for those manufacturing processes to get back to speed. This is why we have actually, many hundreds of thousands of dollars of products that are ready and readily available for our customers. We don't want to inhibit or prohibit the sale of audio research along with any other manufacturers. We don't want to be that speed bump. That's how we were able to pull it off.
That's awesome. And you've made some changes to the factory itself.
We have, very much so. We were a little bit rubbing shoulders, as you know. Sumiko was also part of the facility when Sumiko moved from Berkeley, California to Minneapolis. So Audio Research and Sumiko, we were sharing a facility that was roughly half the size of the previous facility that you experienced and visited previously. So we were pretty cramped in that space. Sumiko is also growing as a company, so they moved out of the facility, so then we could spread our wings. You've seen the transformation.
Sure.
We're bringing in so many processes in-house now. Ultimately, it helps us with quality control, because now we are the manufacturers and the suppliers of the Cerakote finishes, the paint lab, the laser engraving, the clean room. We've changed so many of these processes, so we're not reliant upon another vendor. As I mentioned, all of the meter assembly now is done in-house. We invested in a laser cutting machine. Now we order raw materials, all of the raw materials for all of the parts and products that we are now offering. About 98% of those products are completely stateside made and manufactured.
That's fantastic.
So again, laser machine, we hired a full-time painter who has over 20 years of painting experience. We're using a process called Cerakoting. It's very durable. It has chemical properties that are advantageous to sonics as well. It's not just a pretty coat.
Really?
Yes, absolutely. Heat dissipation, rigidity, lack of rust, because it's a chemical compound, but I don't want to get too technical on that. Ultimately, my vision is to bring as many of the processes that we possibly can in-house. Therefore, we can control quality control, we can control inventory. It's just a better scenario all the way around. I want everyone to, love working for this company, be happy at what they do. That's ultimately the goal. Then the sales will come. We just got to build it the proper way.
Fantastic.
And fortunately, you were up with a couple other great guys, and you saw the vision coming into fruition.
And the DNA of the company seems to be rock solid again.
It is. We still have the same processes where every single unit, whether it's 50-year-old preamplifier or a brand new unit come off the line, it goes through a series of processes, and ultimately it's listened to by Warren Gale. If he does not pass it, it doesn't ship ever.
I've seen that.
Yes, you have firsthand. But it's it's a love-hate relationship. But it's the only way that we know how to do it.
Yep.
I'm sure there are other processes, but we're just not going to entertain those ideas.
I understand there's a new remote.
There is a new remote control. So just a quick background. We've been shipping a substandard remote control for probably a year and a half now. And one of the reasons is the die that we actually purchased, Audio Research, broke. And so instead of outsourcing that remote control again, our engineering team got together, huddled up, and said, "Hey, I gave them design ideas, and they pulled it off. They made it happen." So all the materials for the entire new remote control are sourced locally. I mean, truly locally, within an hour radius of the factory.
Wow.
Then we take the raw materials, we we cut them, we do the acrylics, we Cerakote the chassis, we assemble them. So it is truly an internally built product, and we're super happy with it. We've given a few of these away at this point, but this is the new remote control, and I think it screams volumes to the idea of audio research, the DNA, because if you're buying an expensive product like ours, there's no way you should receive a plastic remote control.
Agreed.
So this is the new remote control. These will be readily available, I would say, in about 30 days. Another very important topic, discussing these remote controls, and I know that you've known this. So every customer globally that has purchased one of our products that has received one of the plastic remote controls, we're going to offer these remote controls at no charge.
That's a huge undertaking.
From a financial standpoint, if I had a CFO, they would probably fire me. But it's the right thing to do.
I get it.
We just like in our company, that culture, it spreads if you continue to deliver the message. We love our associates or employees, however you want to phrase that. We love you. You show the love to the end user. We should not get in the way. Basically, fundamentally, it's who audio research is.
Cool. I love it, actually. I can tell you I love it.
Thank you.
And it shows in the products that come through the shop now, interactions with anybody that I have to talk to at the factory, be it in service or production, or you or Brandon or
everyone.
The commissioner, of course.
Of course. One other thing that we've discussed is kind of historically, a lot of times you'll get an answering service or you go through a phone tree.
We did an audio research at one time.
Very much so.
Yeah.
It has been very much a point of emphasis for a live person to answer the phone every time that someone calls to the factory.
Cool.
And it could be a revolving door. You may get Adam, you may get Evan, you may get Dave, you may get me. So again, we want to create that personal touch. It's fitting for our products.
I agree, and I love it. Again, some new products.
We do. Actually, you have your customers, and we've discussed the very first global launch or prototype launch and listening session with the new i50. This is going to be a new series of products for audio research. The 50 series. Audio research is a wonderful product. However, it for probably around the last 10 years, it's a bit cost prohibitive for a lot of people. The uber wealthy shouldn't be the only people in the world that can enjoy audio research, and the fact that we build everything in-house, everything is U.S. made, everything. The i50 is the first product that we order raw parts locally. Every single part that is built into that process of the i50, we Cerakote the chassis, we Cerakote the plinths, we build the remote controls. Every aspect of that unit is built in-house. Just like our much more expensive foundation products, reference products, all the way up to, $75,000 monoblock amplifiers. It goes through the exact same process. So what we had in mind with this, we're going to launch the i50. We're taking pre-orders now. We should be readily available and shipping this unit first of October.
Nice.
It's going to retail at the astounding price of $5,000 US. This is an integrated amplifier. So for that person just starting out, or plus one systems for our existing loving client base of audio research, this is at a price point that makes it affordable for so many people. And it's American made. We do not build any of these parts anywhere else. Very important for the company. So it's going to retail at $5,000. Then we've actually, on top of that, designed and developed in-house, mind you. All of this is done in-house with our engineering team. We have a phono card, optional phono cards that slides in the back of the unit, and also an optional DAC. The DAC will the feature sets on the DAC will be Bluetooth. It will have MQA, a Roon endpoint for some of those DAC guys that are going to ask that question. we've designed it to do everything humanly possible.
Wow. Awesome.
So ideally, you have maybe a TV on the wall. You set this little guy under, run a cable from your TV into your input, and then put a turntable beside it and a couple of speakers, and you're done. It's super simple. It doesn't have to be so complicated. And it's also at a price point that most people can afford that if they choose to afford it. Again, we're building all of these. Another fun aspect around the i50, historically we've always been natural, which is silver, and black, which is obviously black. We wanted to be creative and have a little better time with this product. And so we decided, hey, why not? We've partnered with a company called Cerakote, and they have, many color samples. So we've, over about the last 8 months, we've gone through different series, different processes, and we've put together what we think is a good, roundup of different finishes that should suffice and please all of our customers. There's no upcharge because, again, we're controlling this process in-house. It's very important for us.
And there's about 6 different colors you've chosen
There
to
are
offer?
6 different colors. So we can see the colors over here. We don't have to go to the camera, but blue, natural or silver, red, black, gold, and then the white. So we're very excited about these colors, and it creates a fun side to sometimes a smug world in the high-performance audio. This is truly a high-performance piece. It just doesn't have that giant price tag that's associated to high performance.
Aside from just the color choices, it is a departure from the traditional audio research looking component.
It is. Livio Kakuza, the designer for Sonus Faber, chief engineer for Sonus Faber, he developed the cosmetics of the i50. We're using a technology called LexiTube. We've patented that. So when you see the unit, you'll see 2 little light, kind of like little light bulbs that read back,
Almost
input.
like a tube.
It is. It's very similar to a tube. So these are really neat and they're fun. It gives you visual representation back with, input, mute systems, volume up and down. So enough information to make you comfortable without being, overwhelming in a system. And again, this piece is really designed to be a standalone piece. Super simple. And we want to go with that. Moving forward, we have many products that are under development right now. The i50 is the first product in what is going to round out in a 50 series of products. So you will see in the next several months, you'll see an issue of different products inside of that line that are going to be much more affordable for a broader scope of our client base.
Cool. And something like a family cosmetic, they'll all be kind of look the same?
That is correct.
Based on the i50?
That is correct. So, obviously, we have, right now we have the Foundation series cosmetically, it matches. Then we have the Reference series, it matches all the way up to Ref 10s, Phono 10s, which, dual chassis type of designs.
Sure.
So the 50 series, all of the products in the 50 series cosmetically will match. Same form factors, very important. So we're not building, the prototypical, 19-inch, 22-inch deep that weighs 500-pound type of boxes. That's not what this product's designed for. It's designed to be fun, but still have the house sound of audio research. So if you start out with a $5,000 audio research integrated amplifier, and a few years you decide you want to go up to the Foundation series, you're not going from one complete sonic change to a different. It has the audio research house sound.
Nice.
And that's complete a testament to Warren Gale. He just would not allow it not to have the same sonic characteristics that our Ref 10s have, frankly.
Right.
Just at a little different scope.
Right.
So we're super excited about that product. It is truly, we're a global company. We have a lot of POs, purchase orders for those products, as you can imagine.
I can imagine.
So we're very excited. It's been a 3-year project. We've, our engineering team spent a lot of time over the last year developing and really creating this unit to check off as many boxes as humanly possible and make it perfect in its own fashion, in its own way. And the results, a few people came in and listened to it today, and be able to put their hands and eyes and hands on that unit, and I think they're very pleased.
I think so too.
And even as equally important, this i50, regardless of its price point, it also has a metal remote control. Discrete inputs on that remote control, so it's full function. On both remote controls, the i50 and then the new reference and foundation remote controls, we've also changed a little bit of technology in them, that we've gone to C-cell type of batteries. Therefore, they don't leak. We've had a problem with that historically.
Yeah.
Well, all remote controls have,
Sure.
right? They bust, and then you've got a ruined remote control. So again, every aspect of these products have been thought through ad nauseum to make sure that we've done our job on our end.
Right. Speaking of the foundation and the reference series, the addition of the i50 series is not in any way going to change the evolution or the continuation of your other lines.
Absolutely not. And in fact, even every product that we develop typically takes us between 2 and 3 years. Historically, from some of the successes in our reference products, I mean, that has trickled down certainly to the i50 binding posts. Certain things that we have proven to work successfully have trickled down into the i50. On the same regard, some of the technologies that we've learned developing the i50 are going to, at some point, move their way into some of the newer products, the reference products as well. One of the most difficult thing to do in our industry, building a $150,000, $200,000 preamplifier and amplifier, that's very simple to do actually, because price is no object. You just build it, you build the best thing you can possibly build regardless of the price. Well, that's a preamplifier, and that's an amplifier, and that's a DAC, and that's a phono stage. Completely different chassis. The complexity comes into play when you're trying to put a phono card, a DAC card, an amplifier, and a preamplifier all in one chassis, and not make it the size of the Titanic, right? Or
the price of a Bentley.
Or the price of a Bentley. Great point.
Yeah.
So again, this is why a product such as the i50 is such a challenge for certainly audio research or anyone else for that matter. To basically stack so many things into one chassis, build reliability, build the sonic character of audio research, and hit a price point. So it's the triple whammy.
I got it.
But kudos to our engineering team, our production team. These guys and gals are, they're heroic in my mind.
Absolutely. I've been a fan since I was a kid. The very first store that I accidentally stumbled onto when I was in high school had the very first audio research products on display with some of the very first Magnapans.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And I walked out of there thinking, everybody needs to know about this. And unfortunately, they still don't. But there is I've been a fan and I've been in love, and now I've been a dealer of audio research for so long, for over 25 years, and I've never been excited about what's going on at audio research than I am today.
Well, thank you so much.
And I thank you for that.
No, absolutely. Well, it takes two. No, we're really excited, and we value our partners so much. We take their input. I mean, we truly listen to you guys, and I think that's the dual nature of push-pull.
Sure.
We need to develop the best products we can, and we listen, and we want these to be successful obviously for both audio research and our dealer network, ultimately the end user.
Cool.
So I think, thank you so much for having me here today.
You.
It's been a wonderful time as always, and I appreciate your friendship.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You bet.
All right.